Welcome Locarno, welcome to the screening of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. How many of you have already seen the movie? Please raise your hand. Oh well, so you know what I'm talking about, such a modern classic. But this time is a special day, because I'm so honored to invite here with me to introduce the movie, the sound designer, the first-time winner Oscar, and our Vision Award, Ben Burtt.
That's Indiana Jones reading. Good afternoon, everyone. Someone may have said to me, Ben, why did you pick this film? The reason is I have a particular love of the Indiana Jones series. They were movies, I have to say, were fun to work on. There's always tension and work, but The Last Crusade was the third in the original trilogy of Indiana Jones films. And in that time period, about 10 years from Star Wars until this film was made, I learned a lot, and our crew learned a lot about sound and technology. And Lucasfilm had been revolutionary in using the Dolby stereo system, and then developing THX and the TAP programs, which set standards for mixing the sound in mixing studios that would match the sounds in cinemas. And so this revolution was taking place while we were doing the 3 Indiana Jones films. And by the time we got to this one, I think we had really learned so much, the technology had improved so much, that I'm just particularly proud of this mix. I learned a lot about how to put a movie together, so I felt very confident going into this. And it won an Oscar for sound effects editing, which I shared with Richard Hims, and we were nominated for sound mixing, but I can't remember who we lost to, but it doesn't matter now. Who knows? Obviously, George Lucas was the creator, executive producer of all things Indiana Jones, and the unrivaled Steven Spielberg was the director that put his stamp all over these movies. And of course, that other guy that kind of gets in the way once in a while, John Williams. Oh yeah, right. I love his music, and the themes he wrote for this film I thought were particularly great. And it just went together smoother than normal. Usually there's a lot of conflict between music and sound effects sometimes, and you have to resolve those by changing the sound effects to the wrong pitch. I had about 500 sound effects projects for this film to make the things on screen, whether it's weapons or aircraft or more mysterious things like the sounds of the Holy Grail and the booby traps and things around them. I'm going to mention just give away a couple of secrets here that might be just too much, I don't know, but there's a whole sequence where they encounter rats in the tunnels under Venice. Don't worry, they're just chickens, sped up, fast, okay? Chickens. We had what's called a chicken riot, where you get a whole bunch of chickens together and chase them around, record them, and you speed them up. It's rats. It's great. Also, there's a sound, there's an earthquake in the movie, and it's a combination of Niagara Falls, the roar and rumble from the falls, which we used, and what we call balloon wrestling, which means you blow up a balloon and you just squeeze it and rub it and make it squawk and squeak, and it works great for all the boulders and floors turning and pillars of rock breaking off into the ground. That's the kind of stuff we do in sound, and the film is filled with mechanisms, like they'll hit a button and a door will open, or a stone door will roll away. And a lot of that is actually taken from the Big Ben clock mechanism in London, where they let me up there to record it working and winding and had a great ticking and clicking. So it just became a booby trap. And also the trains at Disneyland. all the different, got to go to Disneyland and ride all the rides alone at night and record them. So there's all kinds of great mechanical sounds which we use throughout this movie. So there's only 496 other sounds in the film. I can't tell you about them all, but so I'd like you to enjoy Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Thank you.
Grazie tutti, buona giornata.